YouTube is the largest place for podcast consumption. So if you have a podcast, you should have it on YouTube. And if you have an audio-only podcast, now you can distribute your podcast to YouTube using your RSS feed, just like you do with Apple and Spotify.
And although this is incredible news for podcast creators, there are some nuances and kinks you should be aware of before you go through the process. So in this video, I'm gonna break down exactly how it works. I'm going to explain why it's so important to have your podcast on YouTube right now, and whether or not this YouTube RSS integration is a good thing for your podcast strategically.
Then I will walk you step by step through setting up your RSS feed with YouTube correctly as I go through the process with our own audio podcast that we host with Buzzsprout. We've got a lot to cover, so we better get started.
Hey there, I'm Veronica and I'm the Content Marketing Director and Instructor here at the Pod Sound School. Our channel is full of resources for podcast creators like you, so make sure you subscribe. Also, we have an exciting mini course called Idea to Podcast Simplified for business owners, so you can finally launch your podcast and turn leads into clients without adding anything else to your to-do list. So after watching this video, you can go to podcastingsmart.com and I'll leave the link in the description below. So how does this YouTube RSS feed thing work? Well, even though YouTube is a video platform, it is one of the most used platforms by podcast listeners. In a recent study, 28% of weekly podcast listeners say that they use YouTube as their primary place to listen to podcasts. That's more than the next two competitors, Spotify with 15% and Apple Podcasts with 12%. This is one of the reasons in the last year YouTube has made changes to the platform, making podcasts available on YouTube Music and adding new features for podcast creators and podcast listeners. However, up until this point, YouTube did not work like traditional podcast apps like Apple Podcasts or Spotify, which pull shows directly from the podcast RSS feed. In order to have their podcast on YouTube, creators used to upload episodes to YouTube directly, either as complete video podcasts or audio only with static images or audiograms. This added more time to the podcast distribution process because you would have to upload the episode to your podcast host and to YouTube separately. But with the new YouTube RSS feed integration, you can set your RSS feed so the distribution of your podcast to YouTube is done through your podcast host automatically with less workarounds. But how is it going to look on YouTube after you link your RSS? YouTube will pull the information from your RSS feed like titles and descriptions and will turn the audio into a video by turning your podcast cover or episode cover into a still image with audio. And here are some things to consider before you set up your distribution. If you already have a video podcast on YouTube and it's already gaining traction, meaning that you get views and subscribers regularly, you may want to proceed with caution because posting a back catalog of audio-only episodes may affect your views and audience retention. We don't know how the YouTube algorithm will react to this new RSS integration. Also, your existing audience may be used to your video podcast, and introducing audio only is a big change. And we all know that video performs better on YouTube. I'm gonna miss you, but I will hand you over to Studio Steve.
Okay, now that we've got Veronica out of the way and it's just me and you, we can get busy setting up our podcast on YouTube. Now, whether or not you already have an existing YouTube channel, the process of setting up an RSS feed with YouTube is the same. So we're gonna start from scratch as if you don't have a YouTube channel, so I can show you some tips and tricks on how to get a new YouTube channel set up properly. And before we dive in, we have a little wager going on here. Who is the favorite? So are you Team Studio Steve or are you Team Veronica? Let us know in the comments below so we can settle this bet once and for all. Okay, so here we are with the brand new YouTube channel. Now, before we create any content or share our RSS feed with this YouTube channel, let's customize it a little bit first by clicking on Customize Channel. This will bring us to YouTube Studio. Along the top where it says Channel Customization, let's choose Branding. From this branding window is where we can change our YouTube profile picture and also where we can upload a banner image. So what do you say we hop over into Canva Pro and make a YouTube banner image? From the homepage of Canva, let's choose Create Design. And in the search bar, let's type in YouTube Banner. And you can see that Canva has loaded the right dimensions and also given us a ton of fun templates to choose from. I'm going to use this very basic design, and now I simply change the text the way I want, and I could add pictures or graphics. I will use this picture of our podcast cover art. And I'm going to click on the Elements tab and type in Waveform to see if I can find some cool audio waveforms to display in the back of my text and graphic. This looks really cool, so I will go ahead and click on Share and then Download. Now, back to YouTube again from this same channel customization branding window where it says Banner Image. Let's click on Upload. We get a customized banner window that allows us to scale and resize our banner image, and we can press Done. And lastly, while we're here in channel customization, let's go ahead and click on Basic Info. Here we can choose a name for our YouTube channel. We can also choose our YouTube handle, which is a really fun way to share our new channel with people. And we need to take some time here to write a really nice description and tell people what our podcast is all about. And when you're happy with everything in this basic info window, go ahead and click Publish. And now let's click on View Channel. And look at that, our YouTube channel is already off to a really cool start. Now let's link up our RSS feed with this puppy. To do this, we will need to go back to YouTube Studio. Another way of finding YouTube Studio is to click on your profile icon in the top right corner, and from the drop-down menu, you'll see YouTube Studio. Along the left-hand side, you see all of the different windows we can look at within YouTube Studio. Let's click on Content. From the channel content window, we have 6 options at the top. Let's click on the option that says Podcasts. In this window, New Podcast pops up. We have 3 different options. The third option is Submit RSS Feed. Let's click on that. And womp womp. YouTube is telling us that we need a one-time verification in order to access all of the advanced YouTube features. If we click Next, we're given 3 options of how we can verify our channel. The option that I will choose is Use Your Valid ID. This is where I will take a picture of my driver's license and share it with YouTube, and about a day later, I will be verified and able to use all of the advanced YouTube features, which includes sharing your RSS feed. Before sharing your picture, YouTube will ask you for your phone number, and then it will guide you through the verification process using your phone, so they will send you an email. When you get the email, there's a big button inside that says Start Verification. We click on that, and we're given a QR code that we have to scan with our phone. I went through the whole process on my phone with my ID, and now my ID is in review, and YouTube says this usually takes 24 hours. So I'll have to wait and hop back in tomorrow to finish this with you. Okay, about 14 hours later, I was verified by YouTube. And again from the channel content page inside of YouTube Studio, let's click on Podcasts. And let's choose New Podcast under this awesome picture of the cat. We will need to scroll through YouTube's terms and condition and click on I agree to all of the above, and then select Accept. Now YouTube will walk us through a very simple process of sharing our RSS feed. It tells us how it works. Let's click Next. And now it says Enter RSS feed. So since we host our podcast with Buzzsprout, I will go to our Buzzsprout dashboard, and from along the top choices, I will choose Podcast Info, and here is my RSS feed. I can go ahead and click on where it says Copy Link. This process is very similar no matter which podcast host you are using. Buzzsprout is a favorite host of ours, and you can try them out for free by going to podsoundschool.com/Buzzsprout. So back to YouTube, I just paste in the RSS feed. And now YouTube is asking me to verify ownership. It's going to send an email to the email that you have set up with your podcast host. The email will contain a verification code that you can copy and then come back to YouTube from the same window and paste it in. And now click Verify. Now we are brought to the upload option, and here it asks us which episodes we want to upload. Now you can choose to upload all of your episodes in your back catalog, or you can choose to upload episodes beginning at a certain date. I don't know, maybe you're embarrassed of your first season, or you can choose not to upload any episodes and start fresh moving forward with YouTube. I'm going to select the first option and upload all episodes in RSS feed. Notice here there is a paid promotion disclaimer. YouTube wants to know if your episodes contain paid promotion, so if they do, make sure to select this box. I will go ahead and select Next. And finally, here we are at Visibility, where it tells us that by default, our podcast will not be published. This means that the podcast and all the episodes are going to be set as private once they're done processing. So we will have to go into our episodes and change their visibility to public once the processing is complete. So I will go ahead and select Save. And YouTube says, yay, you created a podcast from the RSS feed. But it's going to take some time to upload these episodes because YouTube is actually going to turn each of these episodes into videos with an image in the background. So I'll have to find something to do and check back with you in a couple hours. All right, a couple hours later, and it still says that 6 episodes will resume uploading tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and click on the name of the podcast. And here you can see that you can still edit your podcast details the way that you want it to appear on YouTube. From this podcast window, if we scroll to the bottom, we can also select the default RSS visibility. We're going to want to change this to public, which means everyone can watch our videos or listen to our podcast. Once we've done that, we want to ensure to press save. Now, if we go to our YouTube channel, you'll see that I have no episodes available for anyone to enjoy, and that's because they are still set to private. So back to YouTube Studio again by clicking on my profile icon and choosing YouTube Studio from the drop-down menu. I will again click on Content on the left-hand side. And here is a little hack to make changing the visibility of all of these videos quicker. First, let's scroll to the very bottom of this page, and where it says rows per page, let's change it from 30 to 50. This will show 50 videos per page. Now, if I scroll back to the top, right next to where it says video, if we click in this box, it will select all of the videos on this page. Now we can choose edit from this black bar. From the drop-down menu, we can select visibility. And here where it says private, let's click on this box and change it to public. And now we click on update videos on the right side. Are you sure? And we say yes. I understand the implication of this action, and let's choose update videos. Now we'll just need to repeat this process for however many pages you have. And we have about 100 episodes or so this will be 2 or so pages for us. Now, when we're done, we can click on our profile icon again, and from the drop-down menu, select your channel. And check it out! We have our podcast shared to YouTube. And now every time we add a new podcast episode to our podcast hosting site, it will also automatically be shared to YouTube, just like it was Apple or Spotify. Pretty easy, right? Now, if you didn't follow along step by step and you're still kind of on the fence about whether or not to share your RSS feed to YouTube or maybe to start video podcasting on YouTube, we have a really helpful video right here all about video podcasting from zero to set up and video podcasting like a pro. This may help you to weigh the options of everything that's involved in video podcasting and whether you want to stay audio or incorporate video. Check it out now.